what it do. It is a Monday. And I know y'all are sick of me saying every Monday. As y'all can see, you're probably wondering, where's the boutique? Y'all, I had to pivot like really, really quick today. But y'all know your girl gonna make it do what it do. What's poppin', listener land? Before you do anything, I need you to stop scrolling. Tonight's conversation is about to be epic. It isn't about celebrity gossip. It isn't about who's trending. Tonight, we're talking about you. Yeah, you. You just now tuning in. I need everybody checking in tonight to do me 3 favors. I guess y'all saying, this girl, I always need a favor. I sure do. I need 3 of them tonight. First, I need you to tell me what city you're watching me from in the comments. Y'all know what to do. All my newbies, this is what I need you to do. This second, I need you to tag your tribe because somebody you love needs this conversation. And third, remember I said 3 things now. I want everybody to type one word in the comments, and that's going to be reflect. REFLECT. And I guess you're saying, why we need to do that? Because tonight isn't about pretending. Tonight isn't about perfection. Tonight is about facing the person staring back at us every single day. So don't just sit back and watch. Lean in with your girl so we can have a conversation. Because I have a feeling somebody's breakthrough is waiting on the other side of your honesty. So you already know it's no judgment zone. And welcome to the I Am Kiana Skills podcast, where truth meets transformation, real talk, real people, and relevant conversations. I'm your host, Kiana Skills. And as always, I'm just trying to help the people help the people. Yes, I am. And before we jump into tonight's conversation, I want to thank our amazing sponsor, the Closet Experience Boutique. Whether you're looking for something bold, classy, sophisticated, or effortlessly stylish, the Closet Experience Boutique has you covered. Visit theclosetexperience.com to receive 10% off with code podcast. That's PODCAST. Theclosetexperience.com. What's in your closet? Listener land, tonight's episode is one I've been looking forward to because I believe every single one of us has had a moment when life got quiet enough for us to finally hear ourselves think. We spend so much of our lives chasing deadlines, taking care of everybody else, building careers, raising families, showing up for people, and surviving one season after another that we rarely stop long enough to ask ourselves one simple question. How am I? Did y'all hear me? How am I? Really, y'all? In life, we often run from the still moments, the quiet glow of moonlight, and in front of our personal mirrors that the truth begins to rise. Tonight's episode, Moonlight Mirrors. What the mirror knows. Ooh, child, what does the mirror know about you? It's about the power of reflection. Not just what we see on the surface, but what is trying to break through from the inside. We're diving into what it means to truly sit with yourself, confront your patterns, challenge yourself in every season that you're going through. Even those times when you're healing from disappointments, rediscovering yourself, or simply trying to become a better version of yourself. I'm gonna let that sit with y'all for a minute. This conversation is for you. And listener land, I don't want you just watching tonight. I want you to answer these questions with us in the comments because somebody's honesty may give someone else permission to be honest with themselves. So we're going to be each other's accountability partners tonight. Ooh, y'all already know what time it is. If you came for gossip, you're in the wrong room. If you came for fake conversations, you're definitely in the wrong room. But if you came for real talk, real people, and relevant conversations, make some noise. I get you to get them hand clap emojis going down there in the chat. Go ahead and hit that share button. Tag somebody that needs to be in this room because tonight we're about to hold up the mirror. Yep, you heard me. We're about to hold up the mirror. My guest tonight doesn't just build businesses. She builds confidence. She doesn't just create brands. She creates belief. She doesn't just open doors. She creates spaces where women feel seen, celebrated, empowered, and reminded of just how dope they really are. She's a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, community advocate, visionary, podcast host, and someone who has dedicated her platform to pouring into others while expecting nothing in return except seeing them win. She is the owner of Bella Studios in Goodlettsville, Tennessee, proud co-owner of M. Shade & Co. But Boutique and the Girl You So Dope collection. Alongside her husband, she successfully owned and operated Rock the Bells Event Center and B2 Events here in Nashville for more than a decade, creating spaces where our community could connect, celebrate, and grow. She is also the visionary behind Brunching with Bella, a movement intentionally created to recognize women whose greatness often goes unnoticed. She believes some of the dopest women are the ones quietly changing lives without asking for applause. And she has made it her mission to make sure those women receive their flowers while they can still smell them. She's also the host of the Dope Conversation podcast, where every conversation is designed to motivate, inspire, and encourage people to become their very best version of themselves. Her heart for service has earned her the Essential Needs Pay It Forward Award from Privy Nashville, the Organization Impact Award from Women Who Rock Nashville, and in 2005, she was honored as Social Media Influence of the Year by the Southern Entertainment Awards. Now, if you think that's worth celebrating, I need y'all to flood those comments with heart emojis and show Kim Bell some love. But tonight, we're not here because of her awards or her accolades. We're here because behind every accomplishment is a woman who has had to face her own self in the mirror, navigate life's highs and lows, overcome obstacles, and keep showing up even when nobody was clapping. You know, like Mike Jones said, back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. What y'all know about that? So listener land, I need everybody watching right now to start clapping it up. Clap it up for, y'all may know her as Kim Bella. I first met her as just Kimberly. You was in there when I met you. Yeah. She was Kimberly in me when I met her. Her maiden name. Look, I went all the way back. I knew her before, well, I knew Binky before I knew you, but I knew her before she was a baby. Everybody give it up for the empowerment connoisseur, the boss chick herself, Miss Kim Bella. Y'all go back, you gonna go back Kim Bella tonight? Kim Bella! Look, I done gave me your maiden name, y'all. Welcome to the podcast, Kim. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, Lord.
Baby.
I feel fancy.
Baby, you are. Girl, wait a minute, what you do? Girl, you so dope.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate you for joining us on the Blue Couch and for pivoting with me today.
Yeah.
Y'all, she got to see the real behind the scenes that really goes on. She got a whole reality show tonight.
A whole respect for it. Yeah.
Baby, when I tell you, I make it do what it do. That's why I be telling you, I work hard over here.
Yeah.
I work real hard. No, it is not. So I just got a question for you.
Yeah.
You ready? Help the people, help the people.
Let's go.
All right. Kim, let's start right here. Because I believe this question sets the tone for everything that we're going to talk about tonight. What's the last truth your mirror told you that you didn't want to hear?
You gotta forgive.
Ooh, I like that.
You gotta forgive.
I like that.
It's not an option. You gotta forgive. Yeah. And I was just like, look back in the mirror. Like, Like, even though you have to forgive.
That's what they say. Forgiveness is really forgiveness. Sometimes we think it's for that other person. It's really for you. And sometimes we don't really realize it till we're in it. Because I've had those moments like, I gotta do what?
Yeah. Did you see what?
I can go on by my business. But yeah. But you know what? When I ask myself that same question, my answer like shook me because you know when I interview people, I often ask myself questions because people be shocked. I'm like, I be want to be in y'all business, but I want to kind of do self-reflection for myself. So the last truth that the mirror told me was that I made peace, ooh y'all, with pain before I made peace with myself.
Ooh.
And that was kind of difficult for me. You know, we be cool with the pain, and I guess, let me see how to say this. We become comfortable in pain because sometimes we don't want to deal with what's really going on. We always want to put a Band-Aid on something. As long as that Band-Aid can cover it, we say we good. And I felt like I had built my life just managing pain sometimes. And I was just like pushing through disappointment, backstabbers, just haters, just a whole bunch of stuff. And all that stuff just piling on you. And sometimes you have to just be like, okay, am I ready to take the Band-Aid out? And then you know what you'll do. You know when you got a scab and you put that Band-Aid, you kind of want to see if it's healing, but you put the Band-Aid back on because you're not sure if it's going to get infected or not. So that's how I was moving through life. And sometimes, and I'm going to be, y'all, I tell y'all, I'm real transparent. Sometimes I still move through life like that. Because sometimes we still got those old wounds that they not fully healed. It goes back to that Band-Aid. You got to pull up that Band-Aid and be like, now it's not time to come out. It needs some more Neosporin on it. Y'all know what y'all know about that Neosporin. Yes, when I tell you. But the mirror sometimes will show us ourselves. And sometimes it wants to see us broken. And because we need to see ourselves broken. Sometimes we don't realize that's what we need to see. So listener land, and I talk to my folks are called the listeners, so we talk to the chat. So I got a question for y'all, listener land. I want to hear from y'all. What's one truth the mirror has been trying to tell you? Just be honest. There's no judgments on. You see how transparent I am? Y'all know. For my newbies, I try to be as transparent as I can. So just drop it in the comments because we like to chat with y'all too. We don't want to just feel like we're the ones having a conversation. We all family. It's a whole family reunion over here. So yes, sometimes that is the issue. So Kim, when you're in a season of stillness, no distractions, no notifications going off on your phone, nothing is demanding your attention, what begins to rise inside of you?
You know, you talked about pain, like functioning in that. You know, sometimes when you have unhealed things or things that you haven't addressed within yourself, when you sit silent, when you're not moving, and you're not, you know, trying to figure out what's to do next, those things that come up.
Oh yes.
That comes up, whether that's insecurity, whether that's pain, whether that's, you know, it comes up. So a lot of times we move through life functioning in dysfunction.
Oh, I talk about all the time. Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, if I keep moving, I don't have to deal. You know what I mean? If I keep going, you know what I mean? I don't have to deal with it. So I keep a crowd around me. You know what I mean? Or not that I do that, but that's what we think. Let me keep a crowd around me. Let me go pick up such and such, such and such. Let me call this. Let me do this. Because if I sit with myself, I start thinking about all the stuff I got going on, how I feel, who hurt me, my worth, my value. And so that's what used to come up for me. So I stay busy. And another thing I used to do was like, let me pour into other people so I don't have to deal with myself. You know what I'm saying? Let me help you, make you smile.
Because you want to fix somebody else instead of fixing yourself. But the
you
real fix starts with you first.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? That's the real healing.
Yep.
That's the real
healing. Yep.
And the real happiness comes in. When you can sit with yourself.
Ooh,
and it's quiet.
Ooh, baby, I already know.
Quiet. You pick up your phone like, did it go off? Ain't nobody calling them. You know what I mean?
And
so,
then, and that's when God says it's just me and you.
Just me and you.
And did you ever hear him say, look, little girl? Because sometimes he got to say, look, little girl, sit on down.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't find your car keys. You can't find your phone. And you'll be like, well, what? Because God is trying to say, you got too many distractions. Sometimes you like, dang. In your case, you might be like, binking out. Like sometimes I'm like, dang, why Patrick ain't come here? Like you're just looking for something. But God said, be still. And know that I am God.
That's it.
Because sometimes you want to just move through life, like I said, on your terms.
Yeah.
And not sit with yourself. Because for me, when I say it just gets quiet, the noise in my mind, actually, for me, it gets louder.
Yeah.
That's crazy. For me, like it seems like it just started getting louder. And I'm like, oh God, who am I hearing? It's all you. It's almost like a schizophrenia because it's like, oh wow, yes, it intensifies and you're like, wow.
But while you're moving, while you entertaining, while you doing all this stuff, the stuff is still there, but it's not loud.
It's not in the forefront.
But sit down and
sit down. Yep. It's gonna sound like some drum majors in your ear. It's gonna sound like they're queuing up the band for you. You know how the drum majors they lead the band? Yes. That's what it's gonna sound like in your ears. You're gonna be like, oh my God, what is really going on?
Yeah.
The quiet, but you know what I discovered that quiet reveals places where we're still pretending. We gotta stop all this pretending.
Yes, and acting like you're okay. And when you're not okay, be okay with not being okay.
Tell them that's a word right there.
Be okay with it. I used to always want to be okay. I used to always want to be on point. I always want to, girl, I'm not okay today. So I don't want to talk on the phone. I don't want to do this. I don't want to go. No. You know what I mean? And no is an answer.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? No, I don't want to. And so I had to learn that. And that was one of the hardest things because I would say no, but I would be like, oh God, are they mad? Oh God, well let me call them.
So you was a people
while I said no.
And sometimes I'm not a people pleaser, but this, but no, I want to. No, I want to frame that. And it's a shame that we have to frame this. But some people really are people pleasers. But I want to say sometimes I know I do it, but I don't feel like I'm a people. I just want to make sure, because we live in a climate where you want to make sure stuff is understood. Does that make sense? Like, I want to be like, okay, I didn't want to go. There's no instant answer, but sometimes who are good friends, we want to make sure
to explain.
And I sometimes I don't see anything wrong with that, but like people should understand. But we do live in a climate where people will take something so left, so it's just like, let me explain. Just and it doesn't have to be long drawn out. It's just a simple. No, I'm not going to be able to do it today, but y'all go have fun. And next time I kind of leave it brief, but I get what you're saying. But I was like, but some people, it really is a people please. Like, oh, then you call them back next thing you know, you went on a field trip with them. Thought you didn't want to go.
That's me. Yeah, put my shoes on, clothes on, pull up. Yeah, sure would. And I didn't want to, but I didn't want to let you down. I wanted to please you, even if it made me uncomfortable.
And so,
I had to drive all the way over here. I had to go do this. I had to stop and do it. Like I didn't want to do it. Have you ever done something you didn't want to do? You are drained. You don't want to go. You know what I mean? You just, everything is wrong with the thing. So for me, I used to do that. And I didn't even used to think twice, but I remember I would get in the car so many times and be like, I'm so tired. I did not have a good time. You know what I mean? I really wanted to be home. And so I had to learn that no is the answer. And if you truly love me,
you would understand.
You're going to get it. You know what I mean? And that's what I had to do, because baby, I would say no, but I would call back or send a text, but then you do know why. Or let me do this for you. Let me do this. So even though I can't come, let me do this. Like what, how can I please you so you know I still love you? But if everything, my action in doing things for you is the only way you think I love you, then we not cool. Right. You know what I mean?
We're not friends, and that friendship is not equally yoked. You know,
If that's the only way
Yeah.
you know that I love you is if I'm doing something, then that's a problem.
most
You know,
definitely.
so yeah, I
I
had
tell
to
people
learn
that all the
that.
time,
Oh
most
my God.
definitely.
Yeah, yeah. If I'm going over and beyond for you, and that's your way of thinking that I love you. In the minute, you know, that's the thing. Everybody is good until you say no.
Yep.
Or
Yep.
until you stop.
And that's when you realize
Yeah.
who is really there for you. And, you know, because that's when you start weeding out your friends. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, so it's only good when I'm giving, but when I need something, it's like, oh no. So that also, that reflection works not just with yourself, but on them friendships, relationships, it does all. So listen, Lynn, I'm gonna chat with you. What do you do that you stay busy, that you're always, like what Kim was saying, you know, you gotta stay busy. What's that one thing you do to avoid being with yourself? I just want to know. Like I said, no judgment zone. Chat with us, talk with us, because we're going to talk back with you.
Yes.
So, Kim, I think so many of us spend our lives chasing the next accomplishment, the next promotion, the next relationship, or the next opportunity. And as chasing those things, we rarely stop long enough to ask ourselves if we're becoming the person we prayed to be. That leads me to our next question. We talked about growth, you know, just going through our journeys in life. But sometimes I think that we all want to experience a glow up at some point. You know, we always like, I had my glow up. But do we really know what that glow up really means? Because I always say this, I know people get tired of me saying on spot, we got a lot, not community, we got a lot of cool sayings. You know, I'm in my glow up, I'm in this era, I'm in whatever.
Yeah.
But do we really know what we be saying? What is really your glow up?
You know what? It may sound so cliche, you know, but what comes to mind are two things. The first thing is when you said, you know, what we want so many different things. You know what I mean? We want to do all this stuff and we keep chasing the next thing. And so one of the things that came to my mind, and it may sound wrong verbalizing, but is you happy? You know what I mean? I have this, I do this, I do this, I've accomplished this, I won this. Like you talked about my bio, all these different things. But was I happy?
Or what really makes you happy?
Is that the glow up, all these accolades? Or is it my peace? My self-respect?
That's it.
My boundaries?
Yes.
My choices? That's the glow up.
Yep.
When you can set a boundary, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you can say, if I don't get another like on social media, am I happy? If I don't win another thing, if I don't open another business, if I don't do this and this, am I really, really happy and proud of me? I don't need you to tell me how dope I am. Do I believe that? You know what I mean? At Bobo's last event, I asked myself, do you believe? Like, do you believe in your peace, your happiness? Because anybody can sit up and say, hey, I'm gonna give you this accomplishment. You did amazing. Or you had the opportunity to open up a business and it's successful. But are you genuinely and truly happy?
And at peace.
And at peace? Do you believe in it? You know what I mean? Or are you chasing the success or the next accolade?
And it's funny that you should say that. Because I am so totally the opposite. Like, when I say, I should be, like, when I tell you I am so not focused on somebody getting me impacted, I am so more focused about being impacted than I am about anything. Because you can give me all the accolades in the world. But am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? And like you said, is it fulfilling for me? Yes, it's nice to have those things to be recognized. But and don't get me wrong, if anybody's ever given me something, I'm not saying that I don't want it. I'm very appreciative. But that's not what's, like everything I set out to do, from the boutique to making women look good, from this podcast, I'm more about, am I fulfilling the purpose and the assignment that God has given to me? Am I not only pleasing me, but am I pleasing Him?
Yes.
The older I get, that's my, my life.
Because when you're in your purpose and it's fulfilling for you, it doesn't matter how many likes you get. It doesn't matter who shows up or who comes. It's like, is it impactful? Did it change your life?
That's right.
Did it touch you? Because if that made you say, oh God, that thing that Kim said, or what Kiana does and said, that made me want to go do this, this, and this, and this.
Exactly.
Then I won.
That's what I already won. You've made a difference.
There it
You set
is.
out to do.
You know what I mean? So sometimes we look at numbers, and everybody wants to run the numbers up, and everybody want to do that, but it's the impact that you make, because you can have, do you know you can have 75,000 people come and do something with you? I can have a women's empowerment event, sell it out, 24 hours, okay? The finance is there, the numbers are there, but if I didn't impact anybody, if I didn't change your life, if I didn't go home and you didn't get in your car and say, man, that was really good, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna call somebody and say, look, I just left a dope event, and we need to get ourselves together. If I'm not making a move like that with you, I'd rather sell 2 tickets. And you two sitting in there, us three, and we sit up here having a dope conversation, and be like, girl, honey, let's go. I'm ready to go run for president.
Yes. What you
No,
said?
it's the impact.
The
Yeah.
impact.
And
And that's what I
sometimes
tell
we get
people.
so caught up in numbers that, you know, because it looks good. But we do know this app ain't real.
And that's how I tell
You
people
know
all the
what I
time.
mean?
Like, and that's the funny
You
thing.
do know that I put a little blush on and some lipstick. You know what I mean? And then, but when this go off, I'm gonna wipe this off, and I'm gonna go put my scarf on, and boobs gonna drop down.
Right.
You know what I mean? The spank.
And I was gonna say you down, but I don't really do it. I don't really do it. You gonna get what you gonna
You
get.
know it's not real. And so what you want is impact.
Yep. And I've always said
That's
that.
what you want.
I'd rather be impactful. Everybody
Yes.
knows that I'd rather be impactful than popular.
Yes. Yes.
And I get a lot of that because people are so tired of it, because I know people, you know, I invite them, like, well, what are your numbers like?
Don't worry about
I was like, I can tell you, but at the end of the day, do you want to be on something that's just running numbers, or do you want to spend your time of having a real conversation where I've done the work? Now, I mean,
that's on you.
like I said, I mean, you come sit down and have this conversation, because we're going to have a great conversation. Because like I tell people, no gossip, just gems, real talk, real people, and relevant conversations over here. But, you know, people do get so fixed, and I be like, okay, I can tell you what this episode, but at the end of the day, why are we, you know, focused on that?
Yes.
Because the real thing is, can you come over here and have a conversation and we impact some lives?
There you go.
At the end of the day.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you this. What is something you had to let die in order to become more of what you want to become?
You are asking me some stuff.
Baby, I place no guidance over here.
What did I have to let die? I had to stop holding on to things, people, situations that wasn't holding on to me.
Okay.
I was so afraid to let go. You know what I mean? That I was willing to die holding it.
Oh. You was really
Not
down
physically.
I mean, no, I know what you're saying. Not physically,
but emotionally.
Yes.
I would rather, as long as I'm holding on to whatever, I was willing to do it. Rather than to choose myself. You know what I mean? Choose what I really want, my real peace, real happiness. That I'm like, oh my God, if I let this go, if I move this way, I may lose A, B, C, D. Or this might happen. So I was too afraid to let it go. I let it go. God let me know. You choose me though.
Yes.
Choose me.
That's right.
And I got you.
Yep.
You know,
and he ain't fed you
yeah,
yet.
and so my hand just started kind of, fingers started opening up, and I was just like, okay, I'm not here by myself, And he was like, I got you. He said, I got you. What you talking about? You know? And so I had to learn that. And so one of the things I had to do was let go and trust God. You know, you know that saying sounds cliche, let go and let God, but literally.
Yep.
Because like I say it sometimes in my posts, your life, your happiness, and your peace depends on it.
That's right.
And as long as I was holding on, like scared, you
know
know what I mean? I don't know what's gonna
Yeah.
happen. You know what I mean? It's almost like you can't swim, and it's like, come on, jump in here, jump in the pool. And you're like, no, I can't swim. And then they down there like, come on, I did it. But I'm like, girl, now look, let me put on a life jacket and I'll jump on, jump in there. And it was just like, God showing you put this life jacket on. I got you. Now jump. Does that make sense? Versus everybody else doing it, let me jump out there. And it was just kind of like, I had to let go.
Yeah, for me, I just had to let go of the witness in me die. See, I had to stop sitting on the sidelines of my own damn life. I was on the sidelines, baby. I spent years watching life just happen, narrating it, analyzing it, encouraging everybody else.
Yeah. Don't we do that though?
Encouraging everybody else.
But we'll be sitting up here with a whole plan.
Yep.
Open up your nightstand, the whole book.
Yes, the whole journal, just all
tell somebody
else.
else, look, go do this. Look this up and do this. We'll tell somebody else, but our stuff's still sitting in there.
And God spoke to me one day. He said, I literally heard him say, Kiana, you got to stop telling everybody else's story while refusing to fully live your story.
Yeah.
You just out here helping everybody. Sometimes you focus on you a little bit. It's okay.
And that's what's admirable. You know what I'm saying? When you can sit and tell your truth and your story and you do things, not getting on here telling somebody else's experience and what you saw with other people, but your stuff. Like, this really happened to me.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I am not perfect.
Yeah.
I go through stuff just like everybody else. We're all human. We're all going to go through something.
Yes.
We all are going to have some challenges.
Yes.
Nobody is exempt. Now, mirrors don't lie. But sometimes we know we do. What I said Lil Wayne. What's that Lil Wayne say? Women, men lie, numbers don't. But we ain't talking about numbers. But we are talking about mirrors don't lie. So, what's that one lie you used to tell yourself that you had to unlearn? Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, baby.
You got it. Be strong. Look at yourself. And I had to learn that Wednesday I might be strong, but Thursday I might be all right. Friday, I don't even want to look in the mirror, but Saturday, okay, let me put a little something out. You know what I mean? Or it may take 2 or 3 days. I had to look in the mirror and say, you're not all right. You really need to go see what's going on with you. You know what I mean? Because how can you mask? How long? How can you do that when the real you really wants to pop out? Yes. And sometimes we use what our past. Oh God, I can't do that, girl, because, honey, you know what I did back in 2020.
You feel like you're gonna be exposed?
They're not gonna believe me because of what I did back in. And first of all, you gotta forgive yourself and forgive your mistakes.
Yes, you do.
You know what I'm saying? Forgive yourself, forgive your mistakes. I used to carry like guilt and mistakes that I used to carry with myself, and I had to say to myself, you know, one time Bishop Walker, years ago, over almost 30 years ago, I sent him a message and he met with me, and I wonder if he'll remember this if I was to bring it up. Anyway, I remember I had just had Mila. And so I was taught, you get married, you have the baby. You don't get married first, you don't have the baby first. You know what I mean? And so that was because I had been taught that, raised up in apostolic church, like, you have the baby. You know what I mean? And so I remember talking to Bishop, and he was telling me, do not be ashamed of your baby. You have the evidence. It's people out here doing things worse than you. Hello. And their evidence ain't came out yet. So you be proud to be a mother. You know what I mean? You be proud. And not that I was ashamed, but I was just like, what are people going to think?
But it's because of your upbringing. Like,
this is
you out of order.
Yeah, and so I had to eventually like forgive myself and let that stuff go. Be like, honey, it's me and mine, honey. We ride, her little bit of hair. You know what I mean? We just ride around and then, you know, I'm raising her. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I forgave myself. And I was just like, it's me and you.
It's funny when you brought up, and I was like, well, how was she when I met you? She wasn't an aunt.
But she was.
Because I remember we went out of town. I'm sorry, y'all. She done got me over here reminiscing. When we went to the TSU game, me, you, and Vonda, and you dropped, I don't know if you was you live at your mama's house, and we dropped it off. I know we met up at your mama's house out I don't know.
How long was it? 30 years ago?
Yeah, it was somewhere in there.
It must have been little.
As I'm trying to figure it out, I'm like, I
It must have
remember.
lived off at the house over there on Pinnock.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like I was on Pinnock.
Yeah.
Because we went out of town and oh my God, yeah. I gotta tell them this. She
Oh,
loves some Mally.
Yeah.
When I say, we trying to get out of town, TSU girl. She tried to drop out with a bum. She ain't come. I'm like, girl, come on. Your mama watching. You act like you need to with a stranger. I know Vonda, my sister Vonda remember. I mean, it's a real, I mean, it's not, I mean, I love y'all's Vonda. But it was like, you know, like, you ready to go kick? I'm ready to go. She like,
That's
okay.
one thing. That's
like,
one
oh
thing.
my goodness.
But look, that's one thing I had to look in the mirror and say, nobody knows me and Mila's story and our bond.
Mm-hmm.
So that bond is unexplainable. Unexplainable. What I went through, and I had her, and I raised her to the amazing lady she is. And Carmen with a K, she that girl, but Carmen with a K came when life was together.
Mm-hmm.
But Mila Shay, we grew up together. So when I look in the mirror a lot of times, I see her there with me. You know what I mean? Because we did life together. And so our relationship and our bond is undescribable. So sometimes when people don't get that, you know what I mean? That bothers me. You know what I mean? Because I know what we went through. I know when we cried, honey, with spaghetti and doing the fish, honey. You know what I mean? And so to see her be the young lady she is today, and to still want to hang with me like I'm still cool, you know what I mean? Yeah, let's go and have a good time. So I look in the mirror and I look, she's right there on my hip. Because I remember the days when we cried, like, we're going to be all right. You know what I mean? We're going to be all right. We got this. And so here she is 30 and doing what she's doing. Here I am 52. And she's still saying, come on, let me take you. Put this on, mama. Put this shoe on. You know, pull your card out. You know what I mean? Like,
not pull your card out. Yeah, now, you got a whole job. I need you to pull your card out.
Yeah, so, you know, that bond, you know, that we share that people sometimes don't get or may think it's weird. But I'm grateful for what we went through because we went through it together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she's part of that.
It's just funny when you mention her. I say, baby, I remember that because I was ready to get on the road. It was like, she really is not coming out this week. Like, come on, because that's when
it was so much like we had separation anxiety.
I want to say it was the first time and then I gotta tell this, y'all. And she called her mama 1,000 times while we were in Georgia.
Guess what? The relationship that me and Mila had was the same relationship me and my mama had.
Oh, wow.
We were really close like that. Very, very close. And I think that's what made me and Mila as close as we are. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good, it's all good things, don't get me wrong. But it's funny that I remember that Kim, everybody said, I'm like, check it on back. And I'm like, she's with your mama. But you know, back then I didn't have a child, so I don't know what that,
And sometimes
Vonda called my grandmama and then check on Leticia. I mean, I'm just saying, Leticia's my niece, Vonda's my sister for y'all. I'm sorry, we done had a whole sidebar over here. But no, this is where it gets real though, y'all. It's funny when you go down memory lane. So Kim, if the moon could whisper one thing back to your soul tonight, what do you hope it would say?
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I am so proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
And keep going.
That's a good
I'm proud of
keep
you.
going.
Keep going.
I like that.
I see it. I see the shift. I see you trying. I see you moving. Keep going. And that's the thing. And that's what makes me happy.
You have to keep going. Yes. It's funny because I sat with that question and I was like, I don't know. Then I said, I'm gonna leave that one alone. I said, you know how you say you're gonna leave something alone? Then I said, no, you're not gonna leave that alone. Because reflections. And I said, okay, let me think about it. But then it hit me. Like, now it took, y'all, I ain't gonna lie. That's why I told you this self-reflection is not gonna just come to you. Like, sometimes you gotta sit with the question with yourself. It's almost like you journaling. Sometimes you can start a sentence or two, then the rest just may not come as quickly as you wanted to. So I kept sitting with it and sitting. I was like, I don't know. You know, I really just could not figure it out. So I said, you know what? let me walk away. Sometimes you gotta,
Let me let that man.
yeah, let me let, because it was, I was just like, why do, and then sometimes you get caught up in why I don't have an answer right now.
Yeah.
And I want y'all to know, it's cool if you don't have an answer right now, but come back to that thing. So I came back to it,
Yes.
and then it hit me. The moon would say, stop worrying, Kiana, about when something's gonna happen. Trust where you're going. Trust the process.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Good.
yeah, it's so crazy because the walls in my house could talk. I have in my office 3 women. If I'm in my desk, they're facing me on the other wall, and I call them my sister friends. Y'all think I'm crazy? I be talking to them, and they may not really talk back. I be talking to them. One day I'm gonna go in my office and show y'all my sister friends on there. But I get to talking to them, and I'm like,
Yeah.
trust the, wait a minute, what am I not trusting? Because in my mind, I'm thinking everything that I ask God for, I'm trusting. I may not be there yet, but I'm like, okay, God, I'm trusting this process. But then it really hit me, no, you keep wanting stuff when you want it. And you questioning God's timing. And I always hear him say, it's not about you, it's not your time. And I be like, God, I thought you were my big call. What up, Sean? God, I thought you were my big call. When is it gonna come? You done already knocked X, Y, and Z out the way. What number am I in line? Then I just said, you know what, Kim? It's on God's time. You gotta still trust him when you can't trace him. And that's hard for me. So when the moon, it's like the moon tells me that all the time because I want stuff when I want it.
Trust him when you can't trace.
Yes. And then y'all, that is so hard for me because I am a spoiled chick and I want stuff when I want it. But when it comes to God, he ain't gonna spoil you like that. Because the one thing about me, I'm gonna say this 2 ways. So bear with me, I'm gonna say it 2 ways. One thing God gonna do is he may give you something before you need it, but he gonna sit back and watch you scrape your knees a little bit because it wasn't in your time. But you begged for it, he said, okay, I'm gonna let you see. But when it's prepared, when he has prepared that table for you, y'all know I get the preaching up in well, but when he has prepared it and ordered your steps, it is so much better. That's why I have to remind myself with these reflections. Yes. Wait on God's time because God's time will never much rigmarole. You go on your assignment and you're gonna know how to handle that assignment because it's been times where I done fumbled some bags and some balls because I didn't know what I was doing, y'all. When I tell you I wanted stuff so fast, money in my hands, gone. Because guess what? I didn't know how to handle it. I wasn't financially ready for that responsibility. Oh, but now, I'm getting a little something financial literacy under my belt. So I know a little more than I knew then. But we go back and just think about all the things that you asked God for. He's given them to you, but it wasn't your time. You fumbled that, didn't you? Sometimes we don't like to say it. Baby, we will fumble that thing like a Titans play. Ooh, I'm sorry. Did I say that?
Let me say this. One of the things that I had to be strong enough to say to God while looking in that mirror and be honest with myself. Sometimes when we pray and ask God to do things for us and he don't do it, we get angry.
Oh, yes.
We get impatient. And sometimes you be like, I don't even know if did he even hear me? Like you said, when I can't trace him. And I was just thinking about that. I was thinking, man, when it's really quiet, you praying and wanting him to do things for you, and you can't trace him, you don't hear him. And my prayer looking in the mirror is, God, please help my unbelief.
Oh, yes. That's a good one right
when
there.
I don't believe because I'm angry, like, did you hear me? Like, do you see me down here? Hello?
Yes.
You know, help my unbelief. Help me to be okay while I'm waiting. And that was like, I literally wrote that down, like, God, help my unbelief. Help when I can't trace you. Help me to still believe and hold on to you because I know you there. And I know when you do move, you're going to do your big one because you always do. But while I'm sitting here waiting, help my unbelief because I be wanting to jump up and do it
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
Well, then I do, and then I crash and burn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you try to do things
It's
yourself.
yourself.
Mhm.
I'm glad you said it, because I'm going to have you. You need to take this side so you can really see yourself, the magnify. But I just want you to hold this for a quick second.
Okay.
And for the next few moments, just take your time. I don't want. Look at her. Look, over here fixing her hair. I don't want you to talk to me. I don't want you to talk to the camera. What I want you to do is look into your own eyes and answer this question as if you're having a conversation with the woman staring back at you. I'm gonna give you a minute to start looking at yourself. What's one truth you spent years waiting for someone else to tell you that you finally ready to tell yourself?
You are enough. You've been that girl. You've been that girl. And you didn't need anybody to validate that for you. You didn't need anybody to confirm that. Yeah, you made some mistakes. Yeah, you made some bad choices. Yeah, you were a people pleaser, the ultimate people pleaser. But you are enough. And you don't need anything but anybody to tell you that. You are enough. Like, you're overqualified to be that girl. Like, you are her. And so that, for me, it makes me kind of emotional a little bit, because I couldn't look in the mirror and say I'm enough. I used to couldn't do that. I would feel enough if my hair looked good and I had my clothes on, spank on, bra pulled up. I felt like, you're cute, you're all right. But even on my worst day, I'm still that girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even on my worst, even when I look at my bank account, I'm still that girl. You know what I mean? Even with disappointment, dealing with rejection, dealing with all the things that used to keep me down and keep me insecure, I'm still that girl. I'm still her. When I look at myself in the mirror and I say, girl, we still, look, we still raggedy and all.
You know, raggedy and all.
I'm still that girl, and that's what's peaceful and fulfilling to me now. You know what I mean? Of course, I talk about therapy a lot if you follow me. I think one of my girlfriends a long time ago, I say this all the time, like therapy saved my life. Not that I was suicidal or down or nothing like that, but it really allowed me to see another perspective of my life and get to see my worth and my value. On my worst day, you know what I mean? I still can dig deep and say, well, Kim, it may look like this right now, but remember when it was like this?
Oh, yeah.
And you got through that. You looked in the mirror, you still that same girl that went through this and this and this. That still happened to you back in 2016. And here we are, 2026. That's the same girl that got through that then, and you gonna get through this now.
Still standing.
You say it's the same girl. You ain't switched up and changed. I might have gained 10 pounds or something. You know, hair might be a little thin. You know what I mean? But I'm still that girl. That's still you right there. You know what I mean? And so I had to realize that. So, you know, I can't no longer judge myself and hold myself. I want to hold myself accountable because I want to be better, but I don't want to hold myself and judge myself to where I hold myself back.
That's right.
I want to be able to look in the mirror and say, you are that girl.
You are that girl.
There you go. Thank you, Kim.
I love it, love it,
You know
love
what I
it,
mean?
love it.
Yeah.
Yes. So if the Moonlight recorded every thought that's running through your mind tonight while you're sitting on this couch, and it wanted to be a soundtrack, what would the soundtrack be called? Would it be a worship album, an R&B slow jam, or perhaps a spoken word piece? What would listener land hear if they pressed play?
My heart is always worship. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just thanking God for his keeping power.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yes.
And I'm not trying to get real deep and spiritual, but one thing I do is rock with God. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's my guy. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And so,
right here with you.
you know, I am nothing. I will never be nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be nothing without him. And so everything that I do, everything that I am, I give him credit. No goodness
Mm-hmm.
of my own. Even in my imperfections, because sometimes I look at myself and I'm saying, God, I could have handled this way. I could have did this. I'm sorry I didn't do this. And God always reminds me, I still love you.
Yep.
I
Despite of it
still
all.
love you. And so it would have to be a worship song like, God, thank you for not letting me go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, thank you for not letting me go all the way on the cliff, because honey, sometimes I'd be right here. About ready to fall on off.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, every time he'll pull me back and say,
Mm-hmm.
we got it.
Yeah.
Come on back from right there. We got it. You ain't got to. I am right there with you. And I'm with you always.
Oh, yep, he's with us always.
Always.
Every
Even
step.
when I can't trace him.
Yep.
You said something right there.
Yes.
He's still with us. And so at this big old age, you know, of 52, it would have to be a worship. As much as I love to turn up, you know, I like to turn up and have a good time. I have to go back to God and say it would be a worship for thanking him for being who he has been to me.
And I was gonna say, when you said that, it made me think of something about, we think that we're disqualified for God's grace.
Because
we did.
Yeah.
Because you said something earlier.
Yeah.
And then when you just said that, it keep hitting back. So I got to speak to them. Y'all know how I get.
Yeah.
We're so hard on ourselves that we have to give ourselves grace.
That's right.
Yeah.
Y'all know I'm about to drop some gems when I sit up like that. Because oftentimes, let me put a disclaimer, because I'm about to say something, and Keita knows this. When I get like this, my spirit is, y'all, if you first time watching me, my spirit sometimes speaks to me while I'm having conversations, and I gotta talk about you being disqualified, feeling like somebody or something has you feeling like you're not worthy because you're not meeting the standard of what somebody else says you're supposed to be.
Right. Yes.
I'm talking to you as well, because we often want to live up to these measurements what society wants. Kim said it earlier, what do you want for yourself, for your life? And I'm going to say this to that person that's feeling like giving up, that may be battling suicide, depression right now. Don't cut this off, because I'm speaking to you. Oftentimes we feel like we're just not worthy, or sometimes I'm talking also to that perfectionist. You've always batting 100, but lately you have not been batting 100, not even 10, and you just feel like giving up. Don't do it. You are worthy. You are needed. You woke up this morning for a reason. That is why you're still here. Sometimes life may take a different turn or a different toll on us. And we have to believe in ourselves. I believe if Donald Lawrence was here, oh, yeah, I've been stirred up. He would tell you, encourage yourself. Y'all, just this morning, I had to wake up out of bed and say, you more than all of this other stuff.
More than.
You gonna get on up and you gonna keep going. So when you said you was gonna go on the gospel, it reminded me of this morning that I had to play Donald Lawrence, encourage yourself.
Yeah, you got to.
Because sometimes, I tell y'all, this is my therapy. Life gets heavy for me. Y'all think I just come on here and I don't have all the answers.
Yeah.
My life be lifing too. So that's why I want to talk to somebody that you don't have to be in this alone.
That's right.
Sometimes you feel like you don't have anybody to talk to, or you feel like you don't have anything else to say to God. Sometimes I just surrender and throw my hands up. If that's all I can do, I will throw my hands up. I will throw my hands up and just give it all up to him. I surrender. This is a sign of surrender. When I can't say nothing else, even if I have to just cry out, I'm going to cry out. I know y'all didn't try to come off here for a whole worship, but baby, this is who I am and this is what I do. Ain't nothing fake or phony about me. This is why it was called Moonlight Mirrors. Whatever come out, I'm not afraid to sit with myself. I'm not ashamed.
That's right.
I will look in this mirror and be like, girl, get your ish together. You effing up today. You won't put on this earth to F it up all the time. You gonna make some mistakes. That's how I talk to myself.
That's right.
And then I say, you let God handle the rest. You do your part and let him handle the rest.
Yep.
And let me say this too, piggyback off of you. Sometimes we don't feel qualified because we feel like we have to be at a certain table.
Yes.
We have to be in order to feel like you're that girl, or I'm enough, or this. You don't need nothing but a table and a chair. Sometimes you can hold the food and the plate in your hand and eat. And sometimes you have to know that you're the person that's gonna bring it to the table. They missing out on you.
Yep.
Not you missing out on them. They missing out on what you bring. And when you get that, then you'll know your value and your worth. You don't look like, darn, they didn't pick me. You'll be saying, dang, they didn't pick me. They missed it. You know what I mean? But you got to know who you are. And that's not something that you learn overnight, but there's a confidence and a peace that you'll get within yourself and say, I can't say I'm not enough, or oh my God, they didn't choose me, so maybe, or they didn't ask me to come and be a part, they didn't ask me to speak, they didn't ask me. Girl, then go speak by yourself.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Turn that recorder on and talk to yourself. You know what I mean? And get it and get it out and be that blessing. Just like when Kiana talked, even if it's just one person, or if it's 10 people, if it's 100 people, whatever it is, if you believe it and you feel it, then you don't need, sometimes we feel like we gotta have a whole crowd, a whole big audience before we make the impact. No, look yourself in the mirror and know who you are. Forgive yourself, know your value, know your worth, and know when you aren't chosen. It's not because you're not qualified. It's because maybe that's not who God wants you to be with.
Right.
Maybe that ain't the table. Maybe people need to be coming to your table versus you trying to go to somebody else's table.
Okay.
You see what I mean? Yeah.
And Kim, before I let you leave this blue velvet couch, there's something I want to acknowledge because I believe it fits the heart of tonight's conversation. I'm just going to be real transparent with you. There was a season where we both had a misunderstanding. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. We would pass each other like ships in the night, and I speak. And then you hear me say, I go back way, I know there was years and we not BFFs, nothing like that. We just had a relationship back then, but we've always been supportive of each other throughout the years. And I want to tell the people how I reached out, saw you wherever, and I reached out, we just had a little conversation. And I felt that was so necessary because we both have platforms. And I just want to show the people that sometimes, when I want to go back to when I said we have all these good sayings, but let the people go. But sometimes you don't really know what's going on in somebody's life. And we had a simple conversation that was really just a big misunderstanding about nothing really. And wasn't that amazing how we both just acting like, and I'm like, we thinking
you
this.
looked at me, I looked at you, we was like,
we were just like, I see. I mean, it became this thing, and it was just like an elephant in the room, and I was just like, I sit on a platform, she sits on a platform. How are we going to be sitting on platforms and preaching and teaching empowerment
They're not
and
doing
we're
what
better
I
together.
said.
Right. And so, and I tell people,
Yeah.
I am all like, this is not a fake thing for me.
Yeah.
You see how I approach you, and it wasn't no, I'm bad. It was just like, this is how you all need to mend some friendships and some relationships. Now, if it's really a season for it to go, let it go. But sometimes you just need to have something. It was just and it was really a silly misunderstanding, really. After we talked, because it was like, well, I thought you wasn't speaking. And it was just simply, it just boiled down to one day. I didn't speak for her because I was trying not to be seen.
Yeah.
It wasn't, it had nothing to do with her or anything. It was just, I was simply just trying, and then it turned into, oh, she was being funny. That's why sometimes I tell you, I just have a conversation with people. Because, but I had to say that because I'd be remiss if I didn't. Nobody knows this story. But I wanted to say it because I want somebody tonight that's showing how you can show up for somebody. Just a simple conversation. We could have just kept going years and years.
Been old and been old and then be done forgot why come.
Right, and the big old thing was, I mean, I didn't lose no sleep. I'm sure you didn't either, but it was like an awkward thing because we run in the same circles, and it was just like,
what? And it was weird.
It was very weird, and it was like, and then when other people know, they're like,
is everything
okay? It's it's just like then you stuck because you don't want to start. Like I'm the type person, I'm like, I don't know, we good. Like I was just like, because I'm like, I'm not gonna say because I don't know what it is. Then you start telling somebody, then now you really done created a beat. But I say all that to say, stop having assumptions about people. Y'all really need to have these conversations and stop saying, well, let them go. God got them out. Like that's what I said. We see all this cute stuff. But you wouldn't have been able to sit on this couch and have this impactful conversation with me to help the people help the people. And I feel like this was needed. And we would have just let this be.
It's necessary. I appreciate you coming to me because it's another step of healing and growth for me. And it showed me like you can have hard conversations. Everything ain't got to be rah. You can literally have a hard conversation. And sometimes things that we think, we get to unthink them. You know what I mean? Things that we see, we get to unsee some things. Things that we feel, we get to unfeel it. And it's okay. And so we grown, good and grown.
Because we create narratives in our own head. And it was like, your narrative wasn't even there. And I was like, huh? And I was like, and he was like, just give me a hug. And I was like, let's just hug it out. And I said, because I said, you was, like, everybody knows I have a list. I always talk about my list for the podcast. And I was like, well, damn, well, I guess we ain't gonna ask her. She acting funny. I mean, I was, I'm gonna keep it a book. I was like, because I told you that. I said, I was gonna ask you, but you started acting funny, so I just left it alone. But the good thing is, and that I want people to see is that that's a lesson for all of us. Sometimes the mirror doesn't show us what someone else needs to fix. It encourages us and gives us, like you said, the courage to have those hard conversations.
It's necessary.
Y'all, that pride is gonna keep us silent. Egos are gonna keep us separated.
What's over is over. The season is over, it's over. But you don't know unless you have the conversation. And so I'm in a season of like, God help me. Because, honey, I want to hold on tight. My lips is tight. You know what I mean? And so, but I'm like, God help me. And one thing after, when it comes, he'll, in due time, it'll come. And so we had our moment. And it was just like, so why? So, yeah, come here.
Yeah, because it was stupid. It was just really and that's what sometimes I feel like there are people out there tonight that feel the same. Like, just have the conversation. That pride is gone. That ego.
Eat you up.
Yes, it sure will.
And it blocks your blessing.
Yep.
It really do.
Yes.
Blocks your blessing. So that's why I'm like, God help me. I'm not healed. I'm healing.
Yes, and that's a big difference. We
I'm
all
on a journey.
You're gonna always be on the journey. Yep. Nobody is perfect. As much as we want to be like, oh, I'm so perfect. No, you're not.
Right.
Because every day or every season, it might not be every day, but every season is going to present a new challenge. And that's going to show you your imperfections. And you got to learn how to deal with those imperfections.
Yes.
And that's on you to deal with them. And how you deal with them.
And when.
Yep.
Yeah, that's on you.
Yep, that's all on you.
But I think pride is a big thing with a lot of us, even as us as women and females. Sometimes we don't want to be wrong. We don't want to have to sit with ourselves. We don't have to deal with things. But it's so necessary. Like I say, your peace, your happiness, it depends on it. You know what I mean? It's more energy to try to, like, it's sometimes you have to figure out, now, what happened? Why was I mad? I mean, I know I don't like her or I'm mad at her, but why again? You know what I mean? If you're in that place, you really need to have a conversation.
Yeah, because you don't even know why.
You don't even remember.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Girl, because back when we was in the ninth grade. Girl,
What? Ninth grade, better let it go.
Look
Let
in
it
the
go.
mirror.
Right.
It's like, girl, is it really worth it?
Right.
Yeah.
Kim, thank you so much for your transparency. Thank you for your honesty. Just thank you for being here on the Blue Velvet Couch with your girl.
Yeah.
Now, how can the people keep up with everything you have going on? Because I know you probably got 1,001 things going on.
Lord. So life is peaceful right now, and so we do have a makeup class coming up this Friday.
Can I still get tickets?
Yes, people are there.
Okay, a few more tickets left.
And you can get those at IamKimBella.com. I'm getting ready to announce the last and final pop-up shop
Okay,
at
y'all.
Rock the Bells before the doors close. That's gonna take place, I tell you, Saturday, July 25th.
You said 12th. Look,
Mm-hmm.
you know I'm forgot the date. I said I remember it was coming up next week. I think.
I'll be dropping that so you can be a vendor, big pop-up shop where you can showcase your business and do all the things. I'll be dropping that. The Girl You So Dope event's coming up in November, the latter part of the year.
Okay.
We'll talk more about that later. And just
What's your socials? Can
Oh,
they, you
my
want people to
social.
follow you on social first?
yeah,
Okay.
they can.
Good. Okay.
I'm Kim Bell on Facebook. I am Kim Bella 40 on Instagram, I think. I'm old.
You said I didn't sound like that.
And then on TikTok, I am Kim Bella something. Look up Kim Bella, you'll see my picture. That's so raggedy. I'm professional. I'm supposed to know this stuff, but I don't. Look me up, Kim Bell. Look up Kiana and see if Kim on there and then friend request it like that. That's so raggedy, but
No, it's a lot to remember.
yeah, I wish I need to keep my socials all the same everywhere, and that way you can just go to them. So, but it's either Kim Bella or Kim Bell.
And that's KIMBELLA. Okay.
Yeah, I am Kim Bella.
Oh, I am. I'm sorry. I am in front of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's one, and then Kim Bell just on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's how you get it. You see, she got a pop-up coming up, the makeup class this Friday. So go on out there. Where they get the tickets from?
On IamKimBella.com.
Okay, IamKimBella.com and get your tickets for
And you'll
that.
be able to be a vendor on IamKimBella.com. I'm gonna drop that information really soon.
Okay, so
That's
all
coming
of
up. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I need you to go home work on
I
that.
know.
Before we close, I want to thank our sponsor, the Closet Experience Boutique. After tonight's conversation, I hope you're leaving knowing this, that confidence doesn't start in your closet. It starts in your heart. But once you discover who you are, let your style reflect it. Visit theclosetexperience.com and save 10% with code PODCAST. That's PODCAST. Go ahead and save that 10%. The Closet Experience Boutique. What's in your closet? Now let's get into this real talk. Y'all know I can't leave y'all without doing my real talk now. Listener land, before we leave tonight, can I have just a few more minutes of your time? Just a few more. You know how the preachers say, what they say, especially Bishop, what did he say? Give me 5, well, give me 10, and I give it back, whatever. Yeah, we're gonna act like we in church. Just follow along. Because I don't want this just to be another podcast for somebody that you just watched. I want this to be a conversation that changes the way you see yourself. Tonight wasn't really about Moonlight. It wasn't really about the mirrors. It was about truth. It was about having enough courage to stop running from the person staring back at you. That's a word right there. Somewhere along the way, many of us became experts at introducing people to the versions of ourselves that isn't the real you. We smile while we're breaking. We perform while we're empty as hell. We celebrate everybody else while secretly questioning whether we're enough. But here's the real kicker. You don't have to keep auditioning for a role that God never cast you for. I'm gonna let that sink in your spirit. Why y'all doing it? God ain't cast you for that. I'm just trying to help the people. I mean, I'm just saying, y'all know I come up as I'm just saying. I'm just trying to help you out. Because some of us have spent years, and I do mean years, trying to become who people expected us to be instead of the person God told you to become. I don't know why. We've hidden our gifts because we're afraid we'll outgrow rooms we're standing in. We've silenced our voices because we didn't want to make other people uncomfortable. Kim talked about that earlier. But me tonight, every time you shrink to fit into someone else's expectations, you rob the world of your purpose God placed inside of you. I don't think y'all get it. You robbing yourself. Your calling was never meant to be comfortable. It was meant to be transformational. Stop trying to, you talked about this, stop trying to sit at tables that Jesus would have flipped. Sometimes I probably would have flipped them. Y'all trying to sit at these tables, flip them dang on tables. But I want to leave you with this. The mirror is honest, but it's limited. It can show you your reflection, but it can't show you your potential. It can show you where you are today, but it can't reveal where God is taking you tomorrow. That's why you can't allow your current reflection to become your final identity. God has never consulted your past before deciding your future. But I'm on one today. Girl, sometimes I just be on one. We always sitting out here saying, he can't use, we talked about that earlier. Why come he can't? If anything, God specializes in broken pieces. God likes building masterpieces, the last I heard. And I'm a masterpiece. I don't know about y'all, but put masterpiece in the chat if you a masterpiece. Woo, y'all. So listen, Lane, don't leave this conversation the same way you came in. Don't just hear it. Carry it with you. Hit the share button. Invite somebody over to the I Am Counter Skills YouTube channel. Make sure you like, share, do all of those things that you do on social media. Comment. I'm going to go back, read your comments, and chat with you. You know how I do. But please, please, please go over there to the YouTube and follow. Subscribe to the I Am Counter Skills YouTube channel and help us continue to spreading messages that empower, inspire, and transform lives. This isn't just a podcast, it's a whole movement. A safe space, a healing zone, and I want you in the room every single time I go live. This is the I Am Counter Skills podcast, where truth meets transformation, real talk, real people, and relevant conversations. See you next week. No gossip, just gems. I figure out why they kept saying